200 million. And
Recognize Mrs. Lofgren, lady from California, 5 minutes.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and Dr. Chu, it's good to see you as well. In 1995, when I was a brand new member of the House of Representatives, there was a very conservative Republican congressman from the East Bay, Congressman Bill Baker. I'm sure you remember Bill. And he recruited me and other people into an effort to pursue the National Ignition Facility at the Lawrence Livermore Lab. And even though Bill is no longer a member of Congress, that bipartisan support for the project has continued to this very day. And as you know, the project, the National Ignition Facility, has a key role to play in terms of our stewardship, and it is the lead effort in inertial confinement fusion. Are you aware, Dr. Chu, that if you look at the NNSA budget rules that will be applied, the bottom line for NIF is that if this budget remains as it is, they will essentially have to close and mothball next year?
no, I don't believe that's true. Certainly, we do not want that to happen. They have construction has been complete. They're entering over the last year, entering into very exciting
2 shots a day
experimental stage, and we're looking forward to when they can actually prove that you can get what we call ignition, that more energy is going to come out than went in.
Well, if I can, Dr. Lofgren was here a couple of weeks ago. I asked him the same question. He was honest enough to say he didn't know. And he called me back afterwards to follow up, and he agreed that defunding and mothballing the experiment after we spent over $4 billion on the capital equipment and to get to where we are would not be a smart thing to do. I called out. I mean, the labs are not allowed to call us and lobby, but they do have to answer us when we call out there. And I was told that the net result would be mothballing a NIF if this budget is retained by the lab. And so I'm looking at ITER, which is, we're 10% of that effort, and it's a long ways away, if ever, from getting started. We're proposing to increase their budget by $45 million. At the same time, we're going to shut down NIF, and hundreds of American scientists will be laid off while we're sending money to this international effort that may never get started. How could that be? How can that be a smart decision?
Well, first, let me my knowledge of what's happening with the NIF program. It's, as you pointed out, this is a very important part of our NNSA budget. It enables us to more deeply understand the physics we need to understand going forward for our nuclear security. And so I know of no plans. I'm not sure. The best of my knowledge, and we can get back to you on this, the funding is adequate for NIF to continue because we need that facility. It's just been constructed.
I know that. I was at the opening, as were you.
Right. And under no circumstances do we ever have plans to mothball a facility that's working and just been constructed.
Well, if I may, Mr. Chairman, I believe, obviously I wouldn't have raised this if I hadn't been led to believe that that is in fact the case. So what I'd like to do, if I may, is follow up with you. If necessary, we'll do a bipartisan effort to defund the ITER contribution and redirect it to this effort if we need to. And I've already been talking to my friends on the other side of the aisle. I think we'd have a bipartisan effort if we have to do that. But perhaps we can pursue this further off calendar. I wanted to do a quick question on the advanced computing. There is a reduction of 4.6% in the high-performance computing and network facilities sub-program. And I'm not sure how that's going to work. Can you explain the impact on the whole program from that reduction?
What we're doing, there's been a growth phase. We think high-performance computing is one of the keys to what the Department of Energy does, because high-performance computing enables industry to actually skip design cycles very much further.
Absolutely important.
we're laying plans to go to the next step. For example, the very high-performance computer at Oak Ridge, Jaguar computer, will go from probably several petaflops where it is today to perhaps as much as 20 petaflops. In the meantime, we're laying plans to go to exascale. Because we think the simulation high-performance computing, as is being shown repeatedly, can help U.S. industry avoid design engineering
No,
steps.
I get all of that. The question, though, is what is the impact of the proposed decrease, the 4.6% decrease? Is not a problem? And also, is the exascale proposal put forward by the Berkeley lab, is that funded in this budget?
The exascale, I mean, the exascale is being developed in the Department of Energy.
Right.
We haven't made any determination about where it's going to go. And indeed, we're working with industry because we think as we improve the petaflop scale computers we have in the Department of Energy, we're also looking and getting positive feedback from industry to actually partner with industry to develop radically new technologies for this next big step.
I wonder, Mr. Chairman, I know my time is up, but if we could just ask Dr. Chu what the impact of the 4.6% decrease would be, which was my original question.
Right.
I'd
We can get back to you on the details. If the Chairman will allow me just 20 seconds on ITER.
I don't know how I could keep you from it.
Oh, well,
Yes, but sure, we'll make that. I went a minute and a half over.
Okay.
Be my guest.
I just wanted to respond to point out that.
Sure, you're entitled to.
Okay, thank you.
To testify.
That the ITER project, over 80% of the funds will be spent in the United States and on contracts in companies, national laboratories in the United States. And it is an international obligation we have, and so we don't see it actually in conflict with NIF.
Well, I've supported ITER in the past, but it's premised on a robust scientific effort here in the United States. And if the information I have is correct, that we would be mothballing NIF, I could no longer support, increasing our funding to ITER, and it is decades away from beginning operations. So, there are plenty of scientists who've told me, without regard to the budget, that they no longer have confidence that the project is even going to succeed because of the political support and the budget problems. But that's a separate question. I thank the Chairman for letting me have a little more time.